Good morning. I said I wasn't going to get on here. I'm still waiting. I've been working on some things, but I've just been really um, plagued by some things. And I want to address this. What I've been learning since I've been off for social media, I've actually been fasting from it, as well as also working on some major projects, of which I will present to everyone later. I've been doing a lot of research. I've been watching other individuals from our side of the kingdom, as well as those who are enemies of the cross of Christ. And I've been really listening in, because my ultimate goal again is to get back and doing the will of the Father, which is evangelizing and preaching his gospel, so that those can be saved from the wrath. Our good works are not going to save us. And we have too many people that are trying to make our good works be our salvation from the wrath of God, knowing that the wrath of God is real. This is why Romans says that those who say that they are opposed to the truth, they know that God exists. They know that his truth is the real truth. And this is why they'll even try to take their own good works as a means of saying, God, look, I've done all these things, as a means of saying that there was no need for Jesus Christ to die. My good works is what's going to save me. uh, I want to drop some names so bad, but right now I'm also learning that really, if I drop one name in particular, any names in particular, that means it kind of leaves everybody else out. So what I want to address are those of the atheist community, those of the Black conscious community, because I've been called to preach the gospel to the Black conscious community. But what I will say is this: every time I keep hearing about people talking about specific things that are happening within church organizations, notice that church organizations, it happens also in the kingdom. It does not necessarily mean that those people that are doing it are part of the kingdom. You guys of the Black conscious community have agents, and I'm going to call them agents, but really they're sinners who are under the guise of saying that they're Christians. You turn around and say, well, here's the example. They're on your team. But here's the subject that I want to talk about, and I want you to give an example. And I'm going to have to drop a name, Matt Dillahunty. You guys are now starting to go to him because you don't have any other weapons. You don't have anything else. The very things that you guys are talking about amongst yourselves, you're realizing that a lot of that stuff is pseudo, it's false. So now you got to reach out and start to connect with others. We've seen this happen so many times in the biblical text, and especially when Jesus Christ, for example, was crucified. Pontius Pilate and King Herod hated each other, but for the sake of eliminating of Christ, they bonded together. You guys are now doing the same thing. You don't like those individuals that are in certain groups of the atheist community, and you'll lie about it and say that, oh, we're loving and we care about it. No, you don't. You honestly don't. So here's what I'm saying. Using an example, Matt Dillahunty always goes to slavery as a mean of saying, look at God, God condones slavery. First and foremost, God does not condone slavery. One scripture that shuts his whole argument down. It is Exodus, the 21st chapter, starting at the 16th verse. Whoever steals a man and sells him, and anyone find a possession of him, shall be put to death. You never hear him use that scripture. You never hear him say that. That's here in the biblical text. Why in the world would God condone slavery, chattel slavery, then turn around and say that that man needs to be put to death for kidnapping someone who's actually operating in chattel slavery? Let me also go to another scripture that you never hear him talk about. He constantly wants to bring his Bible out, but you'll never hear him say anything about it. First Timothy, and if he sees this video, which he won't, because of course, this is why I'm also telling Christians, if you're going there for research sake, go there for research sake. But don't go in there trying to get on their feeds and try to rebuke them unless God has called you to do it. Never do anything unless God calls you to do it. But other than that, you go in there and listen to what they're saying, and then you put out a video on your own stuff to educate people. They call themselves educating people. If Christians stop going to his channel will flatline, because at some point, everybody else is like, they really going there to hear him refuting. Look at all the titles that he has. Refutes another Christian, downs another Christian, takes out a theist. Stop going to the channel. Shut it down that way. But you'll never hear him talk about this scripture. 1 Timothy 1, starting at the 8th verse. It says, now we know that the law is good if one uses it lawfully, understanding this, that the law is not laid down for the just, but for the lawless and disobedient, for the ungodly and sinners, for the unholy and profane, for those who strike their fathers and their mothers, for murderers, the sexually immoral men who practice homosexuality as well, enslavers, liars, perjurers, and whatever else is the contrary to sound doctrine, in accordance with the gospel of the glory of the blessed God, with which I have entrusted. Matt Dillahunty and others like him used the slavery thing as a convenience. These same individuals, if we would go back in time, would be slave owners because it's convenient. It has nothing to do with the fact of people owning people. We know that it's wrong. Matt Dillahunty, we know it's wrong. We also understand through historical documentation, through the times, the locations, all of those things, we understand and we know what's going on. Stop trying to treat people like they're stupid. You know what you're doing. And everybody else who does this, you know what you're doing. Let's deal with your heart. Let's deal with your mindset. Let's deal with the sinful person that you are. Let's deal with that. You're using this as a convenience. You never go back to those scriptures and discuss those, and someone needs to confront him about that. So that way, when he turns around and hangs up the phone and gives his comments and says, oh, he shut somebody else down. No, what happened is your character, who you are as a sinner, and you are unrepentant, has been put on the baseboard. It's been put in front of everybody on Front Street. So when you have people that go to certain areas and they try to use that more as a convenience, what they're really doing is trying to justify their own lifestyle. That's what they're trying to do. And what they're trying to do is say, no, you're wrong, your God is wrong, I'm right. So then when you turn around and say, are you 100% right? Well, we don't know. See, this is what we're talking about. We know. Be confident who God has made you Christians. Stop letting these guys overrun you. Okay? This is a convenience thing. It's a convenience issue. I'm going to go back out. Trust me, when I come back, I'm coming back full force. And God is going, I'm going to join in with my other brothers and sisters, because this it's never been about me, and I'm never going to make it about me. But we are so tired. We're so tired of these liars getting on here doing these videos. And for all of you that I've been dealing with in the past, trust me, it ain't going to be just the videos. Coming to see you face to face.